How are we doing, guys? All Leeds TV, and it's player rating time. Leeds 2, Bolton 1. So let's start with the goalkeeper, Jamal Blackman. Now, he had one moment in the second half where he spilled the ball, probably one he could take, but I thought all in all, there was two moments where he had the chance to come for the ball. He came for it both times, took the ball in the air, no punching, no daft stuff like that. He just caught the ball and kept the defence settled. That's just brilliant for me. Seeing things like that, that counts so much more than shot stopping. Just settling the defence down. Taking the ball, brilliant. Distribution was good as well. I'll have to take marks off for the spill because it could have quite easily led to a goal. 6 out of 10, but he's definitely put Bailey Peacock-Farrell under a little bit of pressure for me for his performance tonight. Right back, Jamie Shackleton, solid, excellent performance. Thought going forward he was energetic, had some good little runs at the Bolton left back, looked confident with the ball. Some good passing. I thought defensively his positioning was good. A few moments where he was a little bit out of position, but I thought all in all, I thought it was a nice solid performance of Jamie Shackleton. Playing out of position as well, it has to be said. I know he's played there a few times at pre-season, but he does traditionally seem to be a centre midfielder. I thought he did well today. 8 out of 10, nice performance. Centre back, Pontus Jansson on the right side. Started the game poorly, I thought, first half. There was a few sloppy moments where I thought he was slow to react. A few poor passes that put us under pressure, but second half he really stepped it up and was the Pontus Jansson we know. Covering whenever he had to, just being dominant in the air, and just all round just brilliant. Some of the passes he played between the lines to Saiz, Baker and that lot, just he just created a counter attack to an extent. It just turned Bolton around, and it's just brilliant seeing things like that, Pontus Jansson. And I think it's what makes him suitable to this system, because I think ultimately, I think he will get his chance in the team, in the league. I think he's almost certain. When you've got a talent like Pontus Jansson, you're not going to keep him on the bench all season. I think it's going to be a real big asset for us this season. He's going to really reproduce his form of the first season for me, because he is an excellent defender at this level. Going to Luke Ayling. Luke Ayling, solid as ever. 7 out of 10. There was one moment where he overhit a pass, which could have led to a counter-attack, but Pontus covered him really well. I thought some of the runs he made out of the defence into the midfield, really, especially when we were under pressure, that was really big. That it just kept us calm. It moved them. It just kept us on the ball, and just thought it was just good to see. 7 out of 10 for Luke Ayling today, nice and solid. Left back Tom Pearce. I thought going forward he was excellent. Some really dangerous crossing. Didn't quite lead to goals, but it created chances from them. Maybe defensively, a couple of times where he was a little bit out of position, but all in all, Tom Pearce, excellent left back. He's a real talent. He's going to really push Barry Douglas, I think, over the season. Especially if he impresses in the cup competitions. 7 out of 10 for me, massive talent. Calvin Phillips in front of the defence, I thought excellent again. His use of the ball was absolutely exceptional. Won the ball whenever he had to. There was a nice solid performance of Calvin Phillips. Just ahead of him, we'll go from midfield 4. Right side of the midfield, Tyler Roberts, just a bit quiet today, I thought. Hopefully we'll get another chance in the next round of the Cup, but I don't think he ever really looked comfortable on the right hand side. I think maybe he's better on the left, so he can cut one onto his right foot, as he did against Oxford in the pre-season. I'll go about 5 out of 10 today for Tyler Roberts. Samu Saiz, man of the match today, 9 out of 10. Just created so many chances. Every time he got on the ball, he was looking to run forward. It was just brilliant. He'd never lost the ball once, despite how risky he was being with the ball. And it's just, the goal he scored as well was class. 9 out of 10, no problem at all. Then next to him, Lewis Baker, thought 7 out of 10, solid performance. Great solo runs like Samu Saiz. A few moments where he gave the ball away a little bit too cheaply, but I thought, important work for the second goal as well. 7 out of 10, good performance. Left hand side, Jack Harrison. Now, I've seen Jack Harrison get a lot of praise for his performance on Twitter. I thought, but just before doing this review, I just thought Jack Harrison, I thought the desire was there. It's the way he was pressing at times was brilliant. His touch was great. He was always in a good position, and I just thought his final pass was a little bit off tonight, but he's clearly a massive talent. 6 out of 10 I'll go for. Maybe a little bit harsh. Maybe he can go up to a 7, but I just thought with how much of the ball we had, maybe we could have created a little bit more on that left hand side. Maybe a bit harsh, but I go 6 out of 10, but there's clearly a lot of potential there. His pace as well is a massive asset, and the way he gets in behind, he makes those lovely little runs in behind the fullback, and he caused a lot of problems tonight, but just the final pass I thought wasn't quite there tonight. And then onto the striker, Patrick Bamford. Maybe put a little bit of pressure on Roof, obviously not quite done enough tonight to justify, you know, taking Roof out of the team. It took a lot to take Roof out of the team tonight, but the goal he scored was class. You know, a little side step, good individual goal. Second half, and maybe the second half he was a little bit more quiet, but the first half especially, his link-up play was superb. His understanding with side was superb to see as well. 8 out of 10 for Patrick Bamford today, good performance. Going to the substitutions, Matthias Click came on, 7 out of 10, kept things sticking over, were under pressure when he came on, but we soon got control of the game when Click came on. He was starting to pick the passes, keep us calm on the ball, and we kept the ball when Click came on. Sometimes he gave the ball away a bit cheaply, but I thought it was a good performance on Click again. 7 out of 10, nice and solid. Going to Alioski, probably got a 5 out of 10 today. I don't think he ever really got into the game. He had a couple of efforts from distance, but never really quite got into the game, I don't think, or into the pace of the game. It was always going to be difficult coming on when he did, when we were under a little bit of pressure. It had to be a little bit more defensive, a little bit more wary of Bolton. But I thought, yeah, probably got a 5 out of 10. And then Kemal Roof came on for Patrick Bamford and made some brilliant runs into the channels, pulled the defence out of position. He just kept, and we just had a real focal point, you know. Patrick Bamford, I think, as the second half wore on, his influence wasn't quite there as it was in the first half. You know, we had a great game today, obviously, but I think he wasn't quite as influential in the second half. But Roof came on and we just regained control. You know, he was making the runs. It was just being a, you know, he was just causing problems all around, you know, with his movements, and didn't quite get a chance today to score. But 7 out of 10 and a good impact on the game.